morning to Children's Church, everyone. Are we ready for a scavenger hunt? I would love you to race to get 2 saucepan lids and a rainbow. Go! That was fast. Let's make some noise, shall we, for our healthcare workers, the doctors and nurses and others who are looking after us during coronavirus. Well, in our true Bible story today from Exodus chapter 20, the 10 Commandments, we're going to learn about what God says about his children love others.
And God gave Moses 10 rules called commandments. I want you to love me more than anything else in all the world, and know that I love you too. God told them. That's the most important thing of all. God gave them other rules like, don't make yourselves pretend gods. Don't kill people, or steal, or lie. The rules showed God's people how to live and how to be close to him and how to be happy. They showed how life worked best. God promises to always look after you, Moses said. Will you love him and keep these rules? We can do it. Yes, we promise. But they were wrong. They couldn't do it, no matter how hard they tried. They could never keep God's rules all the time. God knew they couldn't, and he wanted them to know it too. Only one person could keep all the rules, and many years later, God would send him to stand in their place and be perfect for them, because the rules couldn't save them. Only God could save them.
So in these verses from Exodus chapter 20, we see that loving others starts with honouring our parents, which means accepting their loving authority over you and obeying them. Think again about our healthcare workers and how we honour them. So many of us will clap for them on a Thursday evening, but more importantly, we honour our healthcare workers by doing what they say. So we might say we honour these people, but our actions will demonstrate whether we actually do. I wonder, do we sometimes dishonour our parents who love us and look after us at great personal cost? Do we dishonour them by the words we say or by our disobedience? Have you ever said, I'm not listening to you, or I hate you? Or sometimes talk about them in that way with our friends. Would your friends be able to tell whether you are one of God's children from whether you show love to your parents, honouring them in all you do and say? Or like me, do you feel like a rubbish darts player who always misses the mark? I wonder if any one of you have got or played with one of these Velcro darts boards aims. So the aim is to hit your dart in the bullseye right in the middle. But even when it's hit the board and stuck, it sometimes falls off again. Trying to be good without Jesus is a bit like playing Velcro darts. Well, we've heard in the 10 Commandments that God's children are to love others by not telling lies. For many of us, telling a lie to get ourselves out of trouble or to get what we want have become a habit that's hard to break. Where does your dart land? How does it compare with God's perfect standard in this area of telling the truth? Or not coveting or stealing, so longing for or taking something that's not ours to have. Some of us will be all too aware that our dart rarely even hits the board, let alone hits anywhere near the bullseye, God's perfect standard. Well, when we compare our performance with God's perfect standard in the Ten Commandments, we all fall short. God's children are to love others, but we will certainly not be made right with God by our good record of loving others, because I'm sure you two will never be good enough. Indeed, after God had first given these commandments to the Israelites, they said to Moses, "You speak to us and we will listen. But do not let God speak to us, lest we die." They knew that because their lives fell so far short of God's perfect standards, they deserved death. We too deserve eternal death because of our poor record of goodness. And this is only magnified when we compare our record of goodness against the Ten Commandments, God's perfect standards. But listen up, because this is really great news. We should hold on tight to Jesus, who took on himself the punishment for our sin in his place. And we should delight in Jesus, who comes and lives in his children by his Spirit, changing us into his likeness and helping us to love God and to love others for God's glory. But first, we're going to sing together Mighty, Mighty Saviour.
No one is good, no one is holy before God. I need someone to cleanse me. No one is pure, no one is righteous in your sight. I need someone to save me. But I'm so glad you died and rose again for helpless sinners like me. What a mighty
guys. That was awesome. So, families, please feel free now to pause the video for your family focus activities. And for everyone else, Kathy is now going to come and lead us in prayer.
I've been changed